Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with Project Level Up update. So I am on level 3, which means I am working on using all eyeshadows in a palette 3 times and hitting 3 pans. Yes. And once I do that, I will level up to level 4 and I have to do all of that 4 times. So if you are not familiar with Project Level Up, it's created by Sophie Alexandra. She's so wonderful. She creates very interesting projects, and this is definitely one of my favorite eyeshadow projects to do. And I rolled in level 3 palette last month. I'm not leveling up, but I have great progress to share with you guys. I hit 2 pans, so that means I'm only 1 pan away and some uses on some of those eyeshadows from leveling up. And before I share my progress, if you are new here, please consider subscribing to my channel. My name is Rafneet and I make a lot of panning videos. So let's get back to this palette. So last month I rolled in ABH Jackie Aina palette for my level 3 palette, and when I rolled it in, I already had a lot of progress on this palette because this is one of my oldest palettes. I got it in 2020 and I loved it. This is also my first high-end palette and I loved every bit of it. I used to create so many different looks, so that's why a bunch of these eyeshadows were already super used. I had a few pans on this palette because I hit them in my pan those eyeshadows last year. This is how this palette was looking like last month. And this is what it is looking like today. As you can see, we hit 2 pans. Can you spot the difference? Well, we hit pan on Jwalas and Trust Issues. We hit humongous pan on this eyeshadow called Jwalas and pan on Trust Issues is also very decent. So now this palette has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pans. Wow, so half of this palette has pans. And let's go over each and every eyeshadow. So before I go over all the numbers, let's take a look at some of my eye looks that I did. So the first one is this one. I am wearing Big Wig, that dark purple shade, this one, in my outer corners and blended it into my crease, and then I'm wearing Trust Issues all over my eyelid. I have sponsored here and here, but it's not very prominent, but I am definitely wearing it. And other eyeshadows that I have on my eyes are from my Pandos palettes. So let's start with our very first eyeshadow in here, which is Soleil. I'm gonna move over to this side. So Soleil, I've used it once, so that means I have to use it 2 more times. Supreme, I used it 3 times, so I hit my goal on this one. And Pinker, I also reached for 3 times. It has some dip, not a lot though, but the next eyeshadow is called Big Wig. I used it 6 times. It had progress and I'm just trying to work here to get the pan because I don't want to hit another pan on the shimmer eyeshadow because I can hit pan on Lituation and probably, yeah, just Lituation because Wiggly's is very full. But yeah, I still want to like focus on a matte eyeshadow in here. Mattes in this palette are very different from other ABH palettes. These are somewhat hard pressed compared to other ABH palettes that I have. So moving over to Jwalas, I hit pan on this one after 2 uses. And I used it 5 times in total because I kept on expanding the pan. If you remember in my last update, I said that this product is very thin overall because when I was using it, I was trying to reach for this product very evenly, and that resulted in this huge pan. I'm really happy about that. So the next eyeshadow called Credit, I have not used at all. Lituation, I used 3 times. It has a nice dip going on as well. I'll save it for some other project for hitting pan or something. And let's move over to our second row. The first eyeshadow in here is called Zam. I used it once, so I have 2 more uses to go. It also has a lot of usage on. And Wigglies I have not used. Shookington I used 3 times. I'm not sure if you can see the pan expanded or not because I was trying to reach for the edges and I was mostly putting it into this part. I think I wore it 2 or 3 times in my inner corners or inner lid part as well. But yeah, I really like how it paired with purple looks. And let's move over to the next pan we hit. It's on Trust Issues. For this one, I had to use it 3 times to hit the pan and I used it 5 times in total because I just wanted to expand it a little bit more. This also had a huge dip on the area where we have pan now. So I just kind of worked on the same section to get pan. This is a nice inner corner and a lid shade to brighten up any sort of eyelid shimmer that you have on. And moving on to edges, used it once, 2 more uses to go. And sponsored, I used it 3 times. Again, I was mostly focusing on the sides, so that's why the pan is not expanded. But my overall ultimate goal for all of my palettes is to finish all eyeshadows, so that's why I'm not too focused on expanding pans. And as long as I have a pan for hitting pan goal and I am using the rest of the eyeshadow consistently, I'm happy. And last shade in here called Ginger, I used it once. Oh, there's a garbage truck. I waited for truck to leave. So let's continue. Where was I? Yeah, I was just saying that as long as I'm getting consistent use from my eyeshadows, I'm happy. And also, can you believe one of these eyeshadows has more than 50 uses on and still doesn't look used at all? Once I get to finish this palette, eventually I think I'll have really hard time using up these ones because they are very pigmented, and credit is the same as well. So this was in my pan, those eyeshadows last year. I didn't roll it out, but it was around end of the project, so yeah, I just ended that project having this eyeshadow in my color story, and then I started all over in January. So yeah, that's my main concern with the mattes in here. So that's why I think I should be focusing on another matte to hit pan on. These pinks and purples, they are not as hard pressed as Edges and Ginger. These are very pigmented eyeshadows, which is very surprising to me because I have Norvina palette and Subculture palette from ABH, and mattes over there are very soft. I wouldn't say like they are the softest mattes ever, but they are relatively soft pressed, and I think if I want to focus on any of those eyeshadows to hit pan on, I would be able to do that much quicker than these 2 eyeshadows here. But that's what I have for this palette for this update. And for next month, I'll try to focus on hitting pan on the eyeshadow called Big Wig. Even though it has a huge dip, but I still don't know how many times I'll be able to wear it or how long it's gonna take me to hit pan. And then I have a few eyeshadows in here that I haven't reached my 3 use goal, and those are Soleil. I have to use it 2 more times. And then Credit, I have to use it 3 times. I haven't used it at all. I haven't used Wigglies at all, and I need to use it 3 times. Zam, I have to use it 2 more times. And then I have to use Edges and Ginger twice each. And then I will be able to level up to level 4. But I've been overall very happy with the palettes I rolled in for project Level Up this year as well as last year as well, because I'm really enjoying this palette a lot, and I'm happy that it got rolled in because I was thinking about using it, creating looks with it, but this was just not in any of my projects, so I wasn't reaching for this one because I have so many palettes in my different projects that I tend to use, and I don't reach for any other palettes that I don't have in my projects because I think that helps me narrow down my focus to the ones that I'm using. But still, I did not feel overwhelmed with this palette. or anything like that. I still enjoy it the same way I did back in the day when I got it for the first time. So yeah, that's it for my update today, and thank you so much for sticking with me until the end. I hope you have a wonderful day or night depending on when you're watching my video, wherever in the world you are. I will see you in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.